I mean, I count January as spring because you're kind of ingrained with
You
college
what?
culture, the spring semester, fall semester. Usually, I mean, like spring semester starts in July for college. So that's just how my brain works, okay?
The what semester starts in July? Spring
Spring
does not go
semester.
from January to July.
Okay, but I'm just saying it's going to be at the beginning of the year next year, not in a fall release.
Hello, and welcome back to XP Waste, where I'm pretty sure my own drop rate is 1 in 256, and now I'm curious what your guys's would be too. Hi, I'm Oxie.
And I'm Michael, and I don't know what that means. But
I don't know either.
if you're new around here, thank you so much for checking out XP Waste. We are a podcast dedicated to old school RuneScape and, surprisingly, not old school RuneScape at the same exact time. So if this is your first time tuning in, buckle up. We will probably talk about RuneScape most of the time, and then we'll get off on tangents, and sometimes that's okay. If you're not new around here, welcome back again. Thank you so much for checking this out a second time, third time, fourth time, whatever. We're on episode 52, baby. There's 52 of them. So, Oxie, how are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. I've been kicking it in the league. The school I go to is on spring break this week,
Ooh,
but the school I work at isn't.
awkward.
So I'm in my other half of spring break where I don't have to do classes and I don't have to do papers, but I still have to go into work. So the like pseudo half spring break is strange, but I had a pretty good weekend. Went home, saw some old friends, like hung out in my hometown for a little while, which is nice. Most importantly, and the old timers, not the old timers, I suppose, people who have been here in the last couple of weeks, I got time away from RuneScape. I didn't play. I think I killed Kriara 8 times on mobile, and that's because it's leagues and I can do that. But that was delightful. Just like having a nice break for a couple of days. I like got back on Sunday night and is like, yo, what the hell do I do now? And I was like, oh man, no wonder I play a lot of RuneScape. Like, got nothing to do. But it was fun. It was a good time. In leagues, I am progressing further and further. I think I'm on the cusp of. I'm 5 points away from 32K, so 31,995. I am starting to take notes about things I like and don't like because next week I think we're getting the full review. I think Michael and I talked, and by the time next week's episode comes out, we're getting the full leagues review of what could have been a lot better with leagues.
Look at us having a show planned a week in advance.
Unlike today, let me tell you guys, we were struggling to find things today because I don't know. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
Michael, how have you been?
I've been all right. I think if you've been listening to the show for the last couple of weeks, hopefully you'll notice that I don't sound so nasally, and whatever that was like clogging up my sinuses. It's mostly gone.
Nose holes.
My nose holes. It's mostly gone. I'm mostly clear. Like I have to blow my nose every once in a while, but like, is it sad that that's the biggest update in my life in the last week?
You're a busy man. You got shit to do.
Yeah,
You're doing shit.
I mean, we are a RuneScape podcast, right, Oxie? But like, I feel like I've been on RuneScape the least in like the last 2 years. In the last couple weeks, does that sentence make sense? In the last couple weeks, I've been on RuneScape less than I ever have in the last 2 years.
Like this is your peak low for playtime right now.
Yes. Like I got some time in while I was editing, and that's about it. Like, oh man, with a sick baby and also a teething baby, it's gonna be a rough week for me as far as gains are concerned. But you know, I think this season, this part of my life right now is just gonna be taking it day by day when it comes to like how do I continue to balance what I love doing as a hobby and what we're doing here on the show and having a family, I don't want this show to feel like a job at any point. And when it starts to feel like an obligation, I just get really bummed out. So I've been really trying to mindfully not get so caught up in the nitty gritty of things. Because there's a lot of things that we're trying to do. You know, strike while the iron's hot has been the thing that I've been saying. So like, and things you guys don't know about yet. But there's a lot of things we're trying to do. And I'm like, I don't want to get too caught up in it. That it just kind of feels like, oh, this is not a job for us. We don't make a paycheck. Any money that you guys,
Lord knows we don't make a paycheck.
Any money that you guys give us via Patreon or any means of that, like any of those types of means, that gets funneled back into the show in some way. Like we'll have special things that we did, like the episode 50. I mean, you know, we went out and bought some fruit. I still actually, funny enough,
for the love of God,
still have the fruit on my desk. It's
please
not rotten.
Get rid of the citrus.
It's definitely become uneatable. Maybe I could eat this orange. I probably could still eat this orange.
Please don't.
It smells good.
I'm literally.
I'm not gonna bite it right now. But the lime,
skin on, just
actually, you know what?
Right here on the show.
Tangent incoming. You can actually eat the skin of an orange. It has nutrients. It's just very bitter. That's actually with most fruits. Like you can eat the skin of a banana. Just people just don't.
Yeah.
So I don't know if a lot of people knew that, but now you do. And that's not actually fact checked.
You can also eat coffee beans without grinding them up and drinking it.
That's true.
But like that sucks. So don't do that.
Yeah. Like unroasted or roasted?
Dude, I'm not in the market to like eat unprocessed coffee beans. I couldn't tell you. It's not been a thing I've ever partaken in. Although I did recently during my escapade on the Pokemon Go Johto tour, I did buy myself some chocolate covered espresso beans. And it sounded really good. That's the thing. They're good, but if you've ever had them, you know that like they're kind of sandy. Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense. Like you gotta
get all up.
You gotta like minimally chew them, or else you're just gonna get a bunch of
it's like crusts of dirt, and they're good for like the first 10 of them, and then I'm like, I need water. I'm like spitting out like sandy chunks. I had a horrible experience when I was a kid. I've had asthma since the 4th grade. I've had to carry on one of these little rescue inhaler things. And while I was home over the weekend, my good friends, I was home for my old friend's birthday. She turned 26, and myself and the other people who were there have all known each other since like the 1st grade.
That's fun.
We've been really close friends ever since. It's been a whole lot of fun. Shout out to them because I think some of them actually listen to the show.
Hey, what's up?
Which is great.
Shout out to your friends.
But when I was over at her house in like the 7th or 8th grade, I think, we like all went over there as a big group of friends, and I went to take my inhaler, but in the pocket of my jacket, I had just like shit, like dirt, gross, something in my jacket pocket. And when I went to take my inhaler, all the dirt and shit, like from the inside of the inhaler case, went like right down my throat. If you've like ever had to take an inhaler, if anyone out there like, where my Wheezy fam at, you guys know that like does not, it goes right down into your lungs. So I was like on the steps of my friend's basement.
Oh no.
Because I took it right before I went down. I was like, eh! And I like ran upstairs because she had like it was like down, there was a little like stop area, like a little mini landing, and then down another set of stairs. I was like on the landing, ran back up, and I was like at her kitchen sink, like pouring water into my mouth just to like spit back out. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was not a good time. But we survived. That in a way is what the ground coffee espresso beans
bringing it back.
Feel like after a while. Yeah, no, my tangents have a point like 40% of the time.
Oh man.
So
You know what?
I'll bring it back.
That's just like classic kid behavior though. Just like a pocket full of dirt and no regard
But-
for anything.
But like, I didn't specifically put dirt in my pocket. Number one. Number two, I was like 12 or 13. I
Oh,
wasn't like
okay.
7. Like, I'm gonna take this dirt home and keep it in my collection. Like, I don't know why my pocket was so gross.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I didn't even, I don't know. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I was a stupid child. It is a wonder I am still alive. I am a stupid child. I was a stupid child. I'm a little bit smarter now, but like barely.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going through it for a little while there.
I've never I mean, I don't have asthma, so obviously I've never puffed an inhaler, but I know that you can get like a jittery type of feeling because it's basically just like what steroids, right?
It's great. It's good times had by all. Anyone out there, any XP wasters who have ever had an albuterol overdose before?
Ooh.
That shit. That's great because it's not like a hard drug overdose. You don't die. You're just jittery because Michael's right. It's a steroid. So you're just like awake
Mm-hmm.
forever. Like, I think I had an albuterol overdose the night of the Super Bowl.
Oh.
And I was awake until like 5:30 in the morning, which
Oof.
for most people could be catastrophic and like super boring and like not fun. My advice to you is find degenerates on the West Coast who play old school RuneScape. Because for them, they're vibing, and you're like, it's 5:30. They're like, damn, I thought it was a late night for us. What the hell? That's my advice to you. Or degenerates on the East Coast who will stay up till 5 o'clock in the morning.
Or normal people in like UK time. Because it's just like morning or afternoon for them.
The normal people in the UK time are terrifying. There's 2 levels. There's 2 levels of, oh, I f***ed up on Discord.
Yep.
The first is when the EU people wake up.
Oh no.
When the EU people wake up and they're like, the hell are you still doing in VC? It's bad.
They've gone to sleep
Because
and then
they
woke up.
know they went to bed, woke up, and you're still in VC.
Mm-hmm.
That's your first mistake. The second mistake is when the early risers in US Eastern time get up
Mm-hmm.
and are like, what the hell are you still doing awake? The people who got to get up at like 6 a.m. for their jobs,
Yep.
when they get back into VC, you got to go to bed. You got to go to bed
It's like your alarm.
because you have mistakes were made.
Yeah.
Mistakes were made if you are up that late. And if for some reason neither one of those things happened, the sun will let you know it's time to go to bed.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been in Discord on VC like that late. I think I have stayed up pretty late, but now that I'm a full grown parent, it doesn't happen much anymore because
I was gonna say you also have a kid though, so
yeah.
like, can we blame you?
There's just no option for me to sleep in almost ever anymore. So like the days of being a degen are no longer until my kid or kids can sufficiently wake themselves up and feed themselves. I will not be sleeping in past like probably 8:30, maybe 9. It's quite sad, but that's what you sign up for when you become a parent, right?
Couldn't tell you. Don't have kids. Don't have a significant other to have kids with. Don't have the money or the space to support a kid.
He's single.
But I do have a cat. And
Because that's equivalent.
what I have found with a cat, and I'm sure is the same with small children, they will let you know when it's time to eat.
Yeah, that's very true.
They do not hesitate. It's not like, oh, well, mom and dad weren't awake, so I just like didn't eat. Oh no, they'll be beating down your door, jumping up the side of your door frame, going, meow. It could be a cat or a kid with a noise like that, trying to get you out of bed. The monster that lives in my apartment has learned that nothing is more infuriating than trying to mess with this computer setup I have.
Uh-huh.
She knows. But she also knows that I'm never going to shoot her with the spray bottle when she goes over here because I can't and won't risk a spray bottle at my computer.
It's true.
So
it's very true.
This bitch will it'll be her life's work to wake me up 7:00 in the morning on a Wednesday. I'm not going to get up 6:30 in the morning on a Tuesday. I'm not going to get up. So what she'll do is she'll scream and scream and scream. And then she'll like jump up on my computer, like jump up to like where my tower is.
Yeah.
And just start making noise.
Oh, no.
Like she'll rustle cords around or she'll scratch the wall. I'll be like, damn it. And I'll look up and I'll look at her and I'll go, get down. And she'll just go and like just stare me dead in the face with like, what are you going to do about it, bitch? And as soon as I move the covers to get up, I have to be out of bed for her to jump off of the thing.
You need an air cannon. Like those big things, like the big like megaphone looking things that have the plastic on the back and you just pull and it goes poof and it's like an air cannon. You need one of those.
She would probably kill me for that. It might be funny to watch, just have like
because you definitely can't spray water at her. But you can,
I can't spray water. I can't do that.
Send a puff of air at her, make her jump.
Yeah, might also clean my PC in the process too. It'd be nice.
Hey, yo. The other alternative is to like, and they do this for birds, like put spikes, but that's a little inhumane.
Put spikes?
Yeah, but
I would thought you were gonna say like tinfoil or something, dude.
Oh, you can do that too.
Oh my god. This man's out here like, get her a shotgun. You're on your computer in lava. She goes near it, she'll fall right in. Have to get her items out of her gravestone.
Oh man. That's an iron farm in Minecraft. Just push them into lava.
Exactly. Oh my god. I'll be a beekeeper from Minecraft because that's her name.
Hey.
My cat's name is Bee.
Yeah, we all knew that.
I feel like I say it because people in Discord hear me get up in this cat shit all the time. But other people who don't necessarily hang out in VC with us don't. So, yeah, she's a terrorist. I love her to death, but she's a monster.
I was going to say, but you love her so much.
Yes, more than anything in the entire world.
Oh.
But also this close to death runes on a daily basis. She's this close to death runes every day of my life. I'll do it too.
I did tweet Modash and asked him what the IRL dimensions of a rune would be. He hasn't replied yet, but I'm just curious because like I have a 3D printer and I want to print life-size like runes just to have and make them look cool. But I need to know like what is the actual dimension? Are we talking golf ball size or hockey puck size or dinner plate size? I can't imagine they're dinner plate size.
I would imagine they're like
are they the size of this orange? Like, can you only hold one comfortably?
I would imagine
in your hand?
maybe like the size of a lime, maybe.
So, like you can hold technically you could hold like home teleport in your hand and just crush them, and that's how you cast this. I don't know. How do you use
crush runes?
I don't know. How do you?
Do they just like apparate into thin air? Like
how would you hold? Like how do you cast runes in RuneScape? They disappear, right? So then what? Do you crush them? Do they magically?
Hear me out. They're like domes, right? I cannot. So they're almost shaped like bowls, but they're a lot smaller, and these bowls stack inside each other. That's how runes are stackable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And
then you stack them all up, and they just like disappear one by one.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Like a stack of cups.
Yeah, that's probably a much better analogy, but shorter than a cup.
Yeah.
So a bowl. Is a cup and a bowl the same thing? Speaking of tangents that there's no way we get back from if we go down this.
Take me there,
If
Oxie.
we go down
This is
this
the
thing,
tangent we
depending on
never
how
return
you
from.
warp plastic. You can have a single sheet of plastic, and depending on how deep you warp it, it's either a plate, a bowl, or a cup.
Okay. Yeah. Are you asking?
That's all I'm gonna say.
a-
If you go way too deep, it becomes a test tube. That's all I gotta say about it.
Yeah.
Because we're just gonna get way too off the chain. Do we want to get into like RuneScape things? Because other things have happened this week with video games that are pretty neat.
Okay.
Uh,
I will preface this, XP Wasters. If we talk about other games, please don't turn off the podcast.
we are going to talk about RuneScape.
We
after
are
this.
going to.
Don't worry. We're specifically
I
talking about
promise.
RuneScape.
I promise.
Because Michael hasn't been playing, and there was a period of time last week where the login servers broke for about 7 minutes, and I think everyone playing leagues got a taste of freedom. It felt so nice. So I think it's time to talk about other games for like a second.
Go for it.
You said you're not a Pokemon player at all, so I can't even defer to you
No.
for this one.
No, the last time I played Pokemon Go was during the hype in 2016 when it came out. I played for like maybe
Pokemon Go, not even like a mainline Pokemon game.
mainline Pokemon game was Pokemon Platinum for my DS. I put about 100 hours into that.
So it's been a minute.
It's been quite a minute, yeah. And by the way, like when I put 100 hours into Pokemon, I thought I was a god. I'm like, I put 100 hours into this game.
But again, we've talked that like time in other games is not the same as RuneScape time.
Yeah, you're not just gonna
100
sit there
hours
and go back and forth on a bike trying to level up your eggs. That would be weird, right? I did that.
Well, that's okay. That's the only time you do that in Pokemon.
Yeah.
The rest of it is like linear progression and engaged training because you're like killing other Pokemon, you're battling trainers, you're leveling up, you're like trying to get the right, I don't know, moves you want, you're trying to evolve your Pokemon. There's a lot more that goes into it. But 100 hours in RuneScape is like a slow week for us because we can again, it's you can't play RuneScape, you can't play Pokemon while doing other things, So, but like we were saying, I bring it up because Scarlet and Violet got announced this week. Gen 9 is coming. It's official. It's real. It's like a big open world, like fully open world Pokemon, which I suppose all Pokemon games have been open world once you hit a certain point, but they're very linear before they're open world. I think they've taken the wild area from Sword and Shield. They improved on it a lot with Pokemon Legends Arceus, which I haven't played, although I've heard it's spectacular.
I know that word. That's a spell book.
Arceus? Aha.
Gotta keep the RuneScapers engaged, Oxie.
Gotta keep the RuneScape people here. Oh yeah, like the spell book
Like
with
the
the
spell
thralls.
book, remember?
No. Which, do you think they did that on purpose? Like, do you think that people at Jagex were like, let's call it Arceus? And they were like the Pokemon? And they're like, yes.
Oh wait, Arceus
Like
is
the
a
Pokemon.
Pokemon? Before
Arceus from the Gen 4 era is like the god of all Pokemon.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody's going to be in the comments going, it's Arceus, you dumbass. I don't actually know because, again,
Yeah, I was gonna say, how is it spelled?
Pokemon, much like RuneScape, doesn't do well with this little thing called phonics and just doesn't pronounce things for you because you read all the dialogue.
Yeah. It's not
There's no like
spoken.
spoken words in mainline Pokemon games normally. So people don't say these things out loud. But the new generation got announced, which is super exciting. I have not played a new mainline game since Sword and Shield. I played Pokemon Snap, which was a lot of fun. That was my good, coming to terms with the breakup game. I had a blast with that. What else? I didn't play Legends Arceus. I didn't play Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I have Brilliant Diamond pre-ordered still. I just never picked it up.
Pre-ordered. When did it come out?
Like
Months
November.
ago?
Yeah.
You can't
came
have
out
a
in,
game
like, November.
pre-ordered when it's already out.
No, I had the pre-order down in like June.
Oh.
and then the bank account was like, but what if we didn't? And I just never picked it up. So I think my pre-order still technically exists for that game, and at some point I will pick it up because I think I am entitled to a copy of the game from them. But I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I played Diamond on my DS way back in the day too, but I'm super excited. I love the new mainline Pokemon games. Assuming it's going to come out later this year, so November, December, which leagues, but we're not going to think about it. We're going to think about the next league.
I don't think here's a prediction for this year. I don't think the next league is going to be in the fall. I think they've done themselves. They've backed themselves into a corner of now leagues is a spring release because it's way too soon. We're talking.
It's still
less
winter.
than
This
6
is a
months.
winter. This is a winter thing.
Yeah. Well, beginning of the year, not spring, but like I mean, I count January as spring because you're kind of ingrained with college culture, the spring semester, fall semester. Usually, I mean, like spring semester starts in July for college, so that's just how my brain works. Okay.
So what semester starts in July? Spring does not go from January to July.
Okay, but I'm just saying. It's going to be at the beginning of the year next year, not in a fall release. Because we're like 6 or 8 months away. Maybe, way less than that.
I would love to pick your brain and figure out how seasons work up there. In any case, I'm hoping... You said spring starts in January and then said college starts in July for this spring.
No. You're editing this, so you're gonna hear me actually say... The spring semester starts in January. That's why I associate January with spring.
Michael, I swear to God, if I catch you say the spring semester starts in July, it's going to be our cold open.
Okay. I can't wait to not hear that.
I might not put it in there anyway, just because that might be a little mean, but still. It's just going to be our cold open. The spring semester for college starts in July. Do. No context. Off the chain like the rest of this episode's going to be.
I wish that we could just do silly titles like that and have it make sense. Like, name the show, this episode, The Spring Semester Starts in July. That doesn't make any sense for RuneScape, but if you listen long enough, it does. It starts to make sense.
Dorks and Daggers does that with their episodes.
Yeah,
they name episode titles after what happens in the actual, in the gameplay, which is super cool.
Nothing means nothing.
It's
my favorite.
Oh my God.
Evan doesn't even listen to this podcast.
Algorithms be damned. Algorithms be damned.
Yep. We're going to name it whatever we want. The last week's episode, I got no help.
You're
going
to get so annoyed with me on Wednesday night or Thursday morning when you get the notification and it pops up with a new episode of XP Waste and you open it on Spotify and the title is Whatever We Want. You're going to be like, Oxie, how do you feel about changing the name of the episode? I'm going to say, you said we're going to name it Whatever We Want.
I got no help last week and it was tough, man. I was like racking my brain. I'm like, I edited this week, and I have no idea what we talked about because it was so many things.
What time did you text me that?
Was
that on Wednesday or Thursday?
It was Thursday morning-ish.
Yeah. I was with clients from 8:30 in the morning until 5 o'clock at night.
Damn.
That was one of those he can handle it moments because I got maybe 20 minutes to myself that day. True. I was very much like... Figure it out, Michael.
You don't want to
just
let it be. It.
Yeah, and you don't see it come through because I keep my phone on airplane mode during session.
Oh,
so because nothing's more annoying than and then when I talk to my friend about my RuneScape account.
That was a perfect.
I was saying, so and you look down and it's the boys in Discord. Popping off about a meme or something like that, you're like, I swear to God. So I just keep my phone on airplane mode.
It's distracting for sure. I keep my phone in my pocket, but while I'm doing my work, and then it's my watch that's going off, and I'm just looking down my watch, I'm sorry, do you have somewhere to be? I'm like, it's really not that. I just get notifications on my watch. And it looks really rude when I'm just like checking my watch and people think I'm checking the time all day. I'm not. Just Discord popping off. So I had to mute all of my notifications on Discord.
On video appointments, I have like my notebook down here where I take like handwritten notes.
Uh-huh.
And I always tell people that like I am taking notes, obviously, but sometimes you forget like during an intake, or sometimes they forget if they're like newer to counseling. It's like second, third session. And they'll be in the middle of talking and I'll just like look down, which doesn't look too much different from checking your phone.
Right.
In like the middle of session. And so I've started like all of my intakes with like, by the way, I'm not checking my phone. I have a notepad here that I'll be writing things down on.
Oxie.
If you would like to see them, let me know.
You need like a clipboard that you just rest on your arm like this, and you're like, yes.
Like Bob Ross. We're gonna put some happy little diagnoses here.
Yes.
Like
so that they know. Like you're just holding it and you're like, yeah. Okay. And just so they know, because you don't want to give off that vibe, bro, that you're checking your phone.
I'm never giving off the vibe because I am a professional and I tell them I am not checking my phone. But also, like, what are they gonna do when they see me write a weird note like,
you don't have to show them what you're writing.
Halo announcer, arrow ADHD, question mark? Like, that's not going to help them if they see that. If I'm Bob Ross in it like this, I don't know. They're going to see everything. Elden Ring came out this week. People have been losing their minds over that. I've not played it, and I'm too afraid to try. Because I feel like a Souls game would make me want to rip my own soul out.
Oh.
I've heard it's amazing. I have not heard a single bad thing about Elden Ring. I'm not in the space to hear much about Elden Ring, but I've heard it's delightful. Mima in our Discord wants me to play it so bad. And I'm sorry, Mima, but I don't think it's going to happen. JWE2, Jurassic World Evolution, gets a new DLC and free update this week. Very excited about that. New temporary game mode, the tactical slayer SWAT thing for Halo.
Mm-hmm.
They also talked about the season 2 update with Halo, and they've updated like what the new battle pass is going to be like, and they're adding 2 new maps, 1 BTB, 1 arena, and we're not sure what all they're adding as far as like new playlist content. Halo's going to be okay.
Are you excited?
But it needs help.
Yeah.
I am excited. But it's been so minimal that, like, please, 343. We criticize the J mods a lot.
Do we?
On this show. We criticize some of the things they do, some of the things they don't do, some of the ways they don't act like game devs in our eyes sometimes.
Well, listen,
as we say.
We also give them the freest of content every single week
that they have refused to take and put in
give and take.
I have seen nothing about Big Monkey, and that is another strike.
Duality of man.
Exactly. In any case, having gone through the cycle of Halo with 343, who's doing a great job making the game. Obviously, they made a great game, but wholly no communication. We've had our fair share of troubles trying to reach out to JMods in the past.
Yeah.
Sure. We're a small RuneScape podcast. We could get in contact with them if we desperately needed to. We could pull a few strings and make it happen. The community as a whole is very much in contact with Jagex.
Yeah.
Mod Ash will respond to the nobodies on Twitter, asking them questions like, what are the dimensions of a runestone, by chance? You know, he will respond to things like that. He's responded to us before. Hopefully he responds to us about the runestone question. But I don't know. Having gone through the development cycle and no roadmap and minimal communication, and like we get our first blog update in a month and it's about bug fixes and it's just telling us that like, hey, more things are broken. holy shit, our J mods are great. I'm not trying to kiss anybody's ass here. You guys still annoy the shit out of me with the polling system, but like, my God, interaction is good, and telling people what is happening is good.
Yeah. There's a
So-
delicate balance of, on one hand, you take too much criticism to heart as a game developer, and like you just like all the criticism goes to your head, versus you work for months and months and months on this game, you hit go live, and then you literally just log off and you go and you like, vacation
And
to
it-
Bahamas, and you're like, the
it-
game
it
can run
hasn't-
itself.
It hasn't been that, right? 343 has not been like off the, they haven't been off the radar with it. Like, they know what's happening. The problem is what the community is saying we want is not being addressed in a way that we need it to be. It took them a month to fix Big Team Battle. And BTB is a staple of Halo.
Yeah.
It would be like if there was a game-breaking glitch in Zulrah that just made the boss unkillable. Like if you went to go kill Zulrah, you know how in like opening phase where like your camera's angled differently and it's like the intro animation? It would be like if Zulrah was stuck in that animation for the entire kill. You couldn't deal damage, it wouldn't do anything. You would just be stuck there. A lot like what we see in this league, actually, when people kill Dusk too fast, and it just glitches out and breaks the game when they go into lightning phase. It would be like that for a month. A staple not working.
Yeah.
But the problem Halo Infinite also has, in addition to Zulrah not working, Vorkath, Hydra, Chambers, Theater of Blood, Gauntlet, and Zelcano just aren't in the game. They're not there. They're there in custom games where if you go into like an offline mode, you can see them, but they don't work. And then skilling, another prime factor, which we're going to compare to custom games, theater, and community engagement, skilling and like the chat box is broken. It exists, but you don't ever get a log when you chop a tree, and you don't ever catch a fish when you go to catch a fish. There's a lot of cool things about Halo. It's got great story. It's got great gameplay. They have made overall a very solid game. But there's too much missing, and there's too little communication. There's stories that have been, not stories, there have been reports from like former 343 devs that like Halo 5 did like a monthly release cycle after it came out, and it was exhausting. It was like horrible for the employees. Cool. Let's not do that. That's too much for the people who make these games. On the other hand, we're 3 months after release, 3 or 4 months after release, and I don't know. It made me appreciate what we have in OSRS a little bit more.
Yeah.
After,
I mean,
and the worst part is, I love Halo. I always turn to my energy sword because it's the most visible thing in my room. I have hardly played it in the last like month. My favorite game franchise of all time. I've hardly played it. Kroll, friend, welcome back.
Welcome, Kroll, to the XP Waste recording booth.
Because that's the current state of the game. That like, I'm always gonna love it and I'm always gonna come back to it. But like right now, it's not really doing much for me. This stupid temporary game mode isn't doing me any favors either. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't know that I would play it for more than a couple hours a day, which is probably a little healthier than what I'm doing in this game mode. But still, hey, Eternal Crystal, the only pair of boots I don't have. Shit. I don't have Ranger boots either in leagues. I really need a prim, folks. I really need a prim from Cerberus. Cerb is incredibly AFK.
He's doing it while we're recording, by the way.
Yes, I click the boss. It is the biggest example of just click the boss I've done in a while. because I don't even have to switch prayers for the souls.
Wow.
I'm good. I have an SGS and a BGS. I got some summer pies. I'm on an 83 kill trip right now, so we're probably just gonna finish the task in one go.
I will say this entire recording session, I have been logged into leagues, begrudgingly cutting willows and fletching them, because I think I still want to at least try and get to redwoods. I don't know how easy that's gonna. I mean, it's gonna be easy, right? This is leagues, but I don't know. I don't know how much farther I'll get into it, but I have 300 points until I hit 1500, and I think that was the goal, was to get 1500 for the Trailblazer toolkit. But subsequently, 300 more points means I'm at tier 4, and I think that unlocks more content.
It unlocks a nice XP boost. I think it gives you better drop rates.
Let's see. Unlocks. Fragments. Tier 4. It's not showing me. Passive effects. Tier 4. 2 items. Items to sources will be 2 times as more common. And then a random skilling fragment. Yeah, it's more common drop rates on stuff.
Double drop rate, baby. You come do chambers with us.
With my 39 defense, 1 range, 63 mage.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Mage.
45 prayer. You, sir, have nearly transitioned us into what we were going to talk about. I don't know if you caught yourself there, but you were talking about how we have great game devs, and
yeah, we do.
We do. Bringing it back to old school RuneScape, we have great game developers, and instead of like hoping for an update or wishing we had an update like Oxie's doing with Halo, we have weekly updates and weekly things that happen in this game. And so we're going to talk about some of those things. Namely,
with a little bit of added context, not all the weekly updates are worth talking about. We've had a lot in these past couple of weeks, but sometimes it's like we've rotated the PvP worlds. That's it. Like, sometimes you don't get a goddamn thing.
That's very true.
From the updates, but what are you going to do?
But this week we did, and it comes in the form of group Iron Man improvements. Now, we do not claim to be a old school RuneScape news podcast. There are some lovely ones out there. The Tryhards cover weekly news. The Wilderness podcast also covers the weekly news. And so we think that space has been well covered. So it's pretty rare that we will cover the news, but we're doing that this week.
I just got another Eternal Crest.
Oh, man.
Server.
Back to back?
Man. Nearly. I have 2 of them on my inventory.
What's the alk price
3
there?
kills apart. Oh, that's a real good question. They only alk for 27k a piece. Man.
Well, it's bank value, baby.
Oh, man. I'm going to type that in the thing. I'm just going to go, man. I can't complain about my league's RNG. It's not been too bad. I got a lot of armadillo pieces when I just needed the chain skirt. I think I have 12 drops from armadillo and only 1 chain skirt.
Wow.
I really need, or not the chain skirt, the chest piece. I really need the chest piece bad, but
wow.
We got a lot of good content come recently. Changes to Group Iron Man. I'm actually pretty excited for this. What do you want to go into first? Because the 2 major ones that apply to at least our group are pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
But
let's do it. So, Group Iron Man, we now have shareable player-owned houses. That's exciting.
That is everything we wanted from GIM construction.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And does this also mean that, like, you can use a Iron Man's house in the main game, but they just like can't go into other people's houses? Because I know that they were talking about that, right? Like, you could go into an Iron Man's house, but they can't go into your house. They stand alone, and they're never going to be invited over. I don't know. But Group Iron Man can share a house. The cool thing is is if you're all on the same world, you actually teleport straight into your groupie's your friend's account or not their you teleport straight
Yeah, you
into
teleport to their PO.
they're straight into their POH. So you guys can just funnel all your planks into me, baby, and I'll train up my construction and I'll never be on to use the house. So the play here, Oxy, is to have the person who's on the most, aka Monkey Waffle, and have her build our house so that when she's online, we know that, we're gonna be able to use it, because I don't think you're gonna catch me online very often. At least not this year. Maybe next year after I max.
In order to require to be on, it says the owner of the house is on the same world as the teleporter. The owner isn't in build mode, and the teleporter meets the requirement to access the relevant player-owned house portal. So y'all have to have your house in the same place. Like, you can't be in Relica or Remington. Like, it can't be the convenience factor of like, all right, I'm going to open up my house for you guys so you can get to files to train your construction. But like, Michael, you open up your house so we can get to Relica for Vorcath.
I got.
I'll have to be in the same place. And most importantly, they do have to be online, which is good and bad. I'll take it. I'm not going to complain. They do have to be online because they have to be in the same world. So I think it's going to act a lot like POHs now, where like if the host is not home, you're not getting in. But more broadly, if the host is not online, you're definitely not getting in.
Yeah. They don't actually have to be in the house. They just have to be in the world.
Yeah.
Which is like, whenever our group account gets corp ready, this is going to be hype. I'm excited. Because we're just going to be able to use the same house and all teleport in.
What I'm hoping they do is they're adding new options to the teleport to house thing. It says right-clicking will present with group choose and group previous. I'm hoping, if for any reason any JMod actually listens to this show,
hello,
add a configure option to the POH thing for situations like Corp. Or things like that, where you can just configure to go to like your previous group teleport. And then like it's a little inconvenient to have to like re-change it all the time. But at the same time, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
You know?
So what's the play here with getting planks? Is it kingdom? I think it's kingdom, and you just turn it on teak and mahogany, and then what? Like we just send people to the sawmill back and forth. I don't know.
Pretty much.
It's gonna be exciting. Or
that's exactly how that works. I think
run around and do mahogany homes.
Also could be beneficial, but
yeah. And then the second part of this update was group storage. Now,
I'm so excited for this.
So a couple months ago, we got the ability to expand bank storage at the cost of GP. And that really wasn't going to be a viable option for Group Ironman. I mean, Ironman in general got that option to pay the GP to upgrade their storage. But I think what they wanted to do with Group Ironman, and they've outlined it here in the blog, is a task system. So examples of a task: equip a room plate body. That's going to get you more group storage. Now, this is specific to group storage. As a group Ironman, you can still individually upgrade your personal bank space, but this is specific for the storage that you all share. So I guess that makes sense, right? You wouldn't want to like pay your GP or the GP that you earned as a group to just then put it into group storage. So examples of a task: equip a room plate body, equip a pair of stronghold security boots. I've done that. I have the boots. We can just instigate that group storage. There's a whole list, and it's kind of fun. It goes all the way up to like completing diaries, all of them. Completing combat achievements. That's kind of cool. So if you are a group and you're struggling for your banks or your group storage space, go ahead and look at that task list and see if you guys can complete them, because this is already in the game.
What I'm curious to know about these tasks in particular is this something that like one person can do to expand the group storage one time? Or can we each equip a rune plate body and every time it expands storage? And how much does it expand storage by if that's the case? Because we're in a group of 5. If it expands by 10 or 20 every time we do one of these tasks, or if it's like leagues where higher level tasks give more group storage, if we all complete all the hard diaries, or we all hit 1500 or 2K total level, like how much bank space are we going to have? Just like unlimited group storage space, which at that point is like effectively a second bank for all of us.
Right.
That's huge. Or is it one person completes it and then you get the reward and you're done? Meaning somebody could be like, talk about Pokemon earlier, the HM slave of the group and do all the tasks. Cut, rock, smash, surf, and flash, baby. Like that's what you do. That's your job. Or is it going to be everyone has to complete it and you only get one unlock?
Oh.
There's a little bit, the discrepancy there is what I'm like, what are we dealing with? Which like isn't a bad thing,
Well, let's fact check ourselves live on the podcast, okay? I'm going to log into my group account on the main game, not on leagues, and we're going to see what happens. You last logged in 25 days ago. Interesting. It's a long time ago. All right. Yep, that's my pin. All right, group storage. We have 89 spaces. I'm gonna equip my boots. So we're doing this live, like I said. Where's my boots? Are they in my gear? Okay, yep. Equip. Aw, no task thing popped up? Oh. Just by logging in, it says TNL Michael has unlocked 9 more group storage slots. Just by having some of those just by having some of those auto-completed tasks, but no task sound. That's kind of sad. But yeah. Oh, that was another one. We're at 91 now. Okay, so I guess at some point, if you ever log into the group account,
I'm logging in right now. I just had to do my authenticator real quick.
All right, he's in, boys. He's in.
You were back 23 days ago. Good God.
Wow, we're almost the same exact time.
Let's see. Bank.
Do you have stronghold boots?
Yeah.
Okay, pop those babies on and see what happens.
Of course I do. I got them rainbow boots, baby.
Yeah.
Group storage. Somebody else is using it, of course. Using it on World 421 by Tina Michael.
Me.
So is there like a group task list? Is that a thing that we could do?
Oh, that would be
nice if there was a group task list.
Too easy. Let's go to setting. Oh, 6 more slots?
All right, TNL Jaddy has unlocked 6 more storage slots.
Do?
That's a good question. Well, I think I have over 1,000 total level.
Okay.
I have 1066 total level. Do I own a rune plate body? That's a good question. I don't think I do. Why don't I own a rune plate body?
I've not
What's
done.
my main melee body?
I've not done Dragon Slayer.
I have. I think I'm just poor.
Oh. Wait.
Well, no, I have 145k.
I did Dragon Slayer. I don't know why I don't have a rune plate body.
Hey, yo, where are my fancy boots at?
Are you wearing them?
I got these things. I gotta find them.
Maybe there's a dragon. Wait, maybe there's a rune plate body in group storage. No, that'd be too easy. Too easy, man.
All right, so I equipped the fancy boots. Nothing happened.
Okay, then yeah.
Nothing happened
Then
unless, hold on, close group storage.
No.
Yeah, nothing happened.
We were at 91, and now we're at 97.
Now we should be at 97, right?
Yeah. Nope.
This is super cool. We're doing this live. We actually, hold on. We did get a request.
Hey.
We're here. We're gonna blow my camera up. Sorry, Michael. We're gonna kill Cerberus on the main here on leagues, and let's see. We've got achieve a 99 in X type of skill, 1 per skill type. So combat, gathering, support, artisanal. combat gathering, combat gathering, support, and like artisan skills, I think are the 4 domains, I think. Achieve X quest points, 50, 100, 150. I got a peg, man. Pegasian live on the podcast, man. Yeah, what are my quest points? How many quest points do I have? 132. So like a decent amount of quest points. 150. So maybe in this upcoming week, 'cause I have Premier Club on the groupie.
Mhm.
I know this is not the most exciting content in the world, that's for sure. Maybe this week on the groupie, I'll grind out some quests and I'll get to 150 quest points. Just to like see what we can do here with this.
I'd be interested to see if anybody else on our group logged in right now, if they would unlock any more. Because I think Mel would be the only other person that has like a 99.
Does Mel have? Do you have 99 anything?
No, she does. Oh, I thought she had 99 fire making. No, she doesn't.
Do you have 99?
I don't. No. I thought I was gonna go for 99 rune or 99 fire making to start out, but no. And then
that ain't happening.
None of us have a 99. Damn.
So what are we? We have a equip a rune plate body, pair of stronghold security boots,
But
fancy boot gang.
We don't have a rune
X
plate
quest
body.
points.
Huh.
So I guess what's your total level on the groupie?
Mine is 956.
So you don't have 1,000. How did I get less storage spots than you did? Or how many quest points do you have?
85.
So maybe because I have 1,000 total level and I have more quest points, I've just unlocked that for the group.
And then what's your combat level?
That's a good question. What is my combat level? X combat level 50, 100, 126. My combat level is 61. What's your combat level?
70. So we didn't unlock the 100. So the only ones that I unlocked were the boots, 50 quest points, 50 combat, 500 total level, 750 total level.
Right, we're doing it. We're going to buy a room plate body. We're going to see if that gets us any more group storage.
And then I did the Arty Easy and the Lumbridge Easy. So then that's 2.
I've done some diaries, not a ton.
So I think that's all 9. So then we've done
Arty, Fally, Lumbee, and Varrock easy diaries.
Apologies for anybody listening right now. I don't know how you're going to edit this.
This is not all going to make it. This is not all going to make it into the show. Trust me. We're just. This is actually kind of cool though. We're like testing it out live on the show.
I'm trying to count up how many I unlocked. So I did boots, 50, 50, 500, 750, easy. So I should have only unlocked 7, but it says I unlocked 9. But that's also
Yo, holy shit. How expensive are
85K.
room plate bodies? Oh my god. That was not a financially smart decision, but okay.
One?
I did. All right, I've equipped the rune plate body. It's on my body. It is on my plate body. My body's made purely of plates. Let's see.
Nope, still at 97.
Group storage. TNL Jetty unlocked 3 more group storage slots we're at 100. We're at 100 slots now because I equipped a room plate body. All right. I'm going to stick this room plate body in the chest and we're going to figure out close the group storage.
Yep. I'll equip it.
All right. Save my changes. Sick. Now you equip it and see if we get any notifications for it.
All right. Equipping it. And then what? Do I open group storage while it's on?
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, so it's a one-time thing.
Yeah, it's one time.
Is that how that's gonna make, like, does that make sense?
I think it makes sense.
So what have we achieved so far as a group? We started with 80 and we've unlocked 20 slots.
Yeah.
What we don't know is how many points everything is worth. So we've at least earned 20. We have the 500, the 750, the 1,000. total level. We have those tasks done. We have room plate body. We have fancy boots. We have 50 and 100 quest points. And that's it, right?
Yeah.
And we have 50 combat level.
Yep. So I'm curious because I was going under the assumption it was 1 slot per task, but I think it's more because I only did 7 tasks, but I personally unlocked 10 slots. So it's got to be way more than 1 per tier. I think the tiers are what's doing it. So I have 750 total level. I think 750 was either one or it was either 2 or 3 slots.
Mm-hmm.
And then I only ever have like tier 1 stuff. So like I did easy diaries. But is it like if you do if you do 2 easy diaries, is that 2 slots? Because that's a lot of that's 4 times. That's at least wow.
This update will have come out like 8 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
By the time that we're doing this right now, and by the time we're experimenting with this, there's a pretty good chance that by the time this comes out, we have the answer. Or we already have the answer.
Right.
And Michael and I are stupid.
The wiki
can't find it.
The wiki might have all of this.
The wiki has it. Yeah, we haven't looked. One thing I have seen, they need to add some sort of task list, some sort of indicator to make this a little bit more clear. Secondly, what I was going to talk about before we did any of this was I would like to see them add more group-based ones. Complete 8 Chambers of Xeric as a group. Kill Chaos Elemental as a group, with every group member dealing damage.
That'd be fun.
Do something like that. That would be pretty enjoyable, I think, you know?
Yeah. That would be fun. With
It'd be a right good time.
It would definitely incentivize, hey, everybody's logging in, everybody's doing this content. You know, it just like the stuff that they're doing now, it's for it being a group game mode, it feels very solo. Like
it's a really good start. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah.
This is a really good, really cool start for what they're doing right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This is awesome. But I think we're at a pretty neat thing they're doing. I like it. I'm here for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Right now, currently in game, I'm talking to the Iron Man tutor, the group Iron Man tutor, to see if they updated the dialogue at all. But I don't think they did. I don't think they did. I'm also looking in settings on group settings, group storage. Okay. Oxie! I found it.
Where is it?
It's right here, baby. So that's cool. Okay, so if you go into, I love fact checking live on the pod. So if you go into the group list, so down where the clan system is, storage,
group storage. Okay,
bam, baby.
Ooh, okay.
Task list. Hell yeah. And it gives you how many per.
Oh my god, it's a 99 per every skill. Okay, that's sick.
It's pretty cool. That's a lot of slots.
Yeah, that's a lot of slots available. Combat level 100, 126, easy, medium, okay. Achievement diary tiers. Total levels. All right, yeah, so there's a lot here. I'm glad we found this live on the show and didn't look like morons.
Right.
Okay, cool. So we still have a lot of 99s to get. Holy shit, we have a lot of 99s to get. It's good. It's nice, slow progression, which is fun and on brand for Iron Man, slowly, painfully progressing through the game. So that's pretty cool.
But it's only 200 total. Right? Is that what I just saw? It's we've unlocked 100 of 200 total. So we only have 100 more slots to unlock? Huh.
I suppose, yeah.
Okay. I mean, 200 group totals, like 200 total group slots is a lot. So I'm happy with that. If it's just 200,
I am too.
And listen, this gives us that gives the JMods room to add more tasks as things happen. So
yeah, like I said, I would like to see a lot more group themed tasks, because then it means something. Then it's an achievement. It benefits the entire group. Complete the Theater of Blood as a team now gives us 15 storage slots. Michael, you're coming with us to Theater of Blood.
Yeah.
We're all going together to corp or any group content like that would be cool. I think adding group, even simple stuff, complete Wintertodt as a group, complete Temporos as a group, enter Prifdinus as a group, like that. That's cool.
Yeah, stuff that's like, you normally, if you're certain account builds, maybe you do have somebody who's never going to skill or never going to quest, but they're still a valuable asset to the team. Now it gives you incentive to say, hey man, at least get yourself into Prif, so that we can get these slots, because maybe you're hurting for them. I don't know. Maybe you need those 3 extra slots.
Yeah. And I mean, as a group, if one person, for like corp, if one person gets a hammer, you can just hang out there and wait. Corp is way down the line for like our group, for example.
Yeah.
We have like average 700 total level, I think, for our group Iron Man.
Yeah. I mean, that's
pretty cool.
Still skills I'm not even ranked in for the group Iron Man. So you look me up, I'm like, oh, missing that one.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. That is a pretty significantly cool update we've gotten to group Iron Man. So there's a few more things, one more thing in particular that would have been notable to talk about before the incident.
It was a scorpion, man. What are you going to do?
They've added escape crystals and a new function to the Ring of Life for hardcore group Iron Men, those who haven't died. And it just adds a bunch of extra functionality. So you can escape everywhere. The ones you buy from Theater of Blood, I think you can buy them outside of TOB now too. You can buy them. Oh, you can buy them from Rick in the Wizards Guild, who I'm pretty certain, or the Wizards Tower rather. I'm pretty certain he's the guy you helped in the Halloween event a couple years ago. And they made that bitchin' remix of Sea Shanty, the C minor shanty. It's so good. God, that was such a fun Halloween event.
Cool.
So that's neat. There's a bit here about UIM death piles. Michael and I don't understand death piles, let alone Ultimate Iron Man mode. So UIM players, there's a new death pile mechanic. We encourage you to look at it and not have your ear holes sullied with our inevitable misinformation campaign that's going to come from us talking about it. So,
yeah, to save us any sort of embarrassment of trying to explain something that as the UIM community you probably knew before the update even came out, we're just going to put that one off and say, yeah, you guys knew. There's no reason to talk about it. Moving on to the Gazette, though. We can talk about the Gazette.
Yeah, there are a few things that it was brought to our attention that we kind of skimmed over the Gazette pretty quickly in last week's episode, which is because at this time last week we were just now recording.
Yeah.
And we're an hour and 15 minutes in. We had just started recording for last week. So
last week was rough.
Last week was rough. So there are a few other things, little extra bits and bobbles Michael and I feel like we should cover for you guys. That would be a lot of fun.
Hey, yo. Guardians of the Rift is coming very soon.
Real soon.
At the time of posting, it's going to be like a week and a half to 2 weeks. I'm very excited to get back into the Rift and get that recolor for my Guardian pet, my runecrafting pet.
Look at me, I have the Rift Guardian.
I am very excited and possibly
Rift Guardian.
Get a new pet. The Abyssal, whatever it's going to look like. Have we seen what it's going to look like? Have they teased any pictures? No. Okay.
I really hope it doesn't look like
I hope.
Or people are going to lose their minds. If it looks bad, people are going to riot. It's going to be a Falador riot, I swear to God.
If it looks like those monstrosities in the Abyss, I don't even want it. It's on the level.
New monstrosities. Please. Make new monstrosities for the Abyss that look better, but not better in the way that they thought Abyssal Sire was going to look better. Because that thing is a sin against man and God.
I think, okay, RuneScape as a franchise, old school and RuneScape 3, just has a weird art style when it comes to like demons. I'm not talking greater demons or lesser. Like those are your standard. This is what a demon should look like. But if you've ever seen what an abyssal demon looks like in RS3,
We have a TikTok about it.
nightmare fuel. It's not good.
bad.
Not good.
It's bad.
Do yourself a favor and don't look it up. If you're an old school RuneScape player and you've never set foot in RS3, just don't look it up. I know you're tempted right now. You've got your phone out. You're poised to go on Google. Do not do it. And
They've already done it.
Oh,
It's
damn
too
it.
late. They already did it.
so
It's too late. They already did it.
I'm scared that this is how it's going in old school. Is just like one day we're gonna get an Abyssal Demons rework, and they're just gonna look ugly as all get out and just not good. So I'm hoping
I will actually attend a riot in Valador if they change.
Please tell me when that is, because I will be
I
there.
will actually unironically attend a riot if that's the case.
I'll be there with my cannon. We'll be there together. But no, I'm hoping that the abyssal creatures in this update are not just straight ugly. Because I'm telling you, if it's anything like what's in the abyss right now, I don't want it, and it's going to be one of those suicide pets. It's in my collection log.
Never
Yes.
ever would you do that to a pet.
So
Come
gross.
on now.
It's like I want Chaos Elemental, but I don't. It's on that level. I want it in the collection log, but I'll never carry him. He'll never be behind me. Okay,
I don't think I ever did either.
we have
but what are you gonna do?
a special group of people. They are the Wise Old Man and KBD tier folks. They get to hang out with us while we're recording. And the two most recent messages are, "Whoa, my eyes." Because you know what they just did, Oxie, right? They just looked at the Abyssal Demon from RuneScape 3 like I just said don't do.
Ah.
And then Ryan also said, "WTF is that?" Ryan, Shadow, bros, I said don't look it up.
I told you they already, did.
did. Anyway,
They already did.
Guardians of the Rift is coming out March 23rd. If you haven't taken off, go ahead and call out of work that day.
Call out of work for Guardians of the Rift.
It's gonna be good.
Don't do that. It's not. Don't
Listen,
do that.
I'm telling
Save your time off for Raids 3.
I-
Save your time off for Raids 3.
So the reason I say call out of work is historically in this game, every single time there's a new update like this, drops are just off the wall broken. You're going to get so much money before they hotfix it. So if you want the juicy loots, go on the day of release. Like,
Would you like a counter argument to that?
sure, why not?
You know what else is off the wall broken when updates like this come out?
What? Raids.
The fucking game.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, for sure.
The game itself is broken.
No, yeah, no, for sure.
When updates like this come out. So maybe don't take time off for Guardians of the Rift. Save your PTO and take 3 days off for when TOA comes out, because when TOA comes out and someone figures out a duping glitch and they have to re-roll back the servers 8 hours from day one, or we have a leagues debacle where it shuts down for 4 hours, you don't feel swindled. Take multiple days off when Raids 3 comes out to enjoy the content fully with the inevitable catastrophe that is going to follow with the release of new content.
Yeah. So here's the thing. If you're working the morning of this release, say you're in the East Coast in the United States, and it's like 7 a.m. and you're at work, just take an extended bathroom break. You know, the boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I poop on company time. Just get in there with your phone.
You're here.
And you're here. Get in there with your phone and hop on mobile and get in there and get some juicy loot, because it's going to happen. Unfortunately, I work on Wednesdays now, so I will not be following my own advice. But maybe I'll hop on while I'm on the pooper. We'll see.
I'm telling you, at a client's house. Never mind.
They're like, are you
You okay in
you
there?
okay?
I'm great.
I'm
I just got the
good.
new pet.
Good, man. What else in this Gazette did we not go over? I cannot remember.
So with Guardians of the Rift, they're talking about the True Blood Altar. They've added a neat little agility shortcut concept that comes from the Marique hideout, which is pretty cool. I say it like that. Oh, that's pretty cool because I got a 3rd Eternal Crystal. I hate this game so much. Anyways, the new shortcut goes from the Marie hideout, which is very close to the Kirill teleport. You can put it in your POH. So if you ever want to do true blood rune crafting for, I think they said it's better money when you true blood rune craft instead of better XP. I think they said it's better money. You'll be able to run them pretty efficiently with 93 agility and 78 mining, which honestly, not that big of an ask. 78 mining, 93 agility is a bit steep. I think that makes it the highest agility shortcut in the game at 93. I think.
Yeah, because the highest right now is
91, the VLD cave.
Well, I was
right.
I actually thought it was going to be the Chrome dungeon, but no, there's higher ones. Okay, what is the Vialdi caves? That's interesting.
When you go, like after you go through the hell that is that dungeon,
What
you have to like go through. You have to mine the rock. It's the Legends quest one.
the legend?
You have to push the bookcase aside, and you have to pick the door, and you have to smash the rocks and push the door open and go through the thing and use the unpowered orb on whatever. You gotta do all this shit. When you finally get through that whole section, there's the rock thing you have to descend that can like kill you if you fall down. They put an agility shortcut at 91 agility for Master Clues.
Oh, for Master Clues. Okay, I was gonna say
Yeah.
that was we're leading up to a point, and the point was why. So thank you for answering that.
Yep, for Master Clues.
I wouldn't know, Oxie. I don't do Master Clues.
You're missing out. No, you're not. That's one of the worst steps in Master Clues. Everyone unanimously hates the VLD cave step, but we do it because, callback from a couple episodes ago, Master Clues are worth it. You can get a life-changing amount of money or a pet for going to the VLD caves. I'm fine with that. Elite Clues, on the other hand, speaking of not talking about that again, agility shortcut good makes for fast blood runes if you have the agility level, which hopefully I have. I don't have it in the main game, I know, but like maybe in time I will. I don't know. But
oh, it says the Abyss and 93 agility shortcut is a slight increase while using the 93 agility shortcut for blood rune crafting would be slightly increased if you're using the achievement diary cape.
yeah, because you can teleport to La Sabre.
Yeah, right into Mauritania.
Yeah.
So what? You teleport to the pub, and then you go underground, and then, because I thought like, isn't there a fairy ring right in the hideout?
Yeah.
Is that not quicker? I've never done it. I don't know.
It's not in the hideout. There's a couple in that area, but none of them are that close to the hideout.
I'll have to try this out because by the time this update comes out, I won't have 93 agility. What am I talking about? I was going to say, hey, by the time this is live in the game. But no, I unfortunately, I won't have 93 agility. But I could boost for it, I think. No? I don't remember. It's been so long since I've looked at my account. So we have...
Welcome back, Michael. Welcome back to Maxing.
We talked about last week, we talked about the
new quest, the desert expansion.
We talked about the quest expansion. We talked about how everything's going to look so cool. I can't wait for that, by the way. Is there a release date, or is it still just, it's coming?
Beneath Cursed Sands, I think, is coming sometime in April or May. And then TOA comes out probably June, July,
Okay.
I would think. I know it's in the summer. Unless, of course, it inevitably gets pushed back for some reason. Such has been the case with Jagex's cadence of release in these past couple of years.
Yep.
People are having so much fun with Beneath Cursed Sands, we decided to delay TOA by 3 goddamn months.
AKA, they weren't done with TOA. That's a conspiracy theory I subscribe to. So you had mentioned before we started recording that you were going to talk about some of the smaller things that like the new player experience, skilling update, community support. Did you have anything specific in those?
The skilling update is vague. They said, yeah, we're doing a rune crafting thing. And the new skilling update that's coming, we're working on, is called the Giant's Foundry. Foundry is an industrial thing. It's an industrial term. You make things, metal and machinery, notably at foundries, if I'm not mistaken. That sounds like a smithing update. I don't think that's a smithing rework necessarily, but I think it's a smithing update or a smithing adjacent update.
Okay.
Perhaps a smithing minigame, perhaps a new way to smith things, perhaps the long-awaited introduction of orichalcum ore and bars. What do those do, Michael?
You know, you got me on that one.
Make dragon equipment.
That would be sick.
That would be sick, but I think that would require a much larger rework because how the hell could you add dragon gear to the game when a rune dagger is a higher smithing level than a god sword?
I've seen that meme. I've seen that meme.
Yeah. I laughed so hard the other day when I saw that meme when it's like a blade that people fought literal wars over versus a blue stabby boy. I loved it so much, dude. Great meme, by the way, whoever made that.
Shout out. No, that's awesome. Giant's Foundry. I haven't even begun to unpack what that could be, but I'm excited that we get to talk about it someday. And I'm hoping that it is an actual skilling rework because we need it. We need it.
I don't think it's going to be a rework necessarily, but
skilling update though.
Again,
what else could
skilling
you
update doesn't mean skilling rework. Like they could just be adding something. They could be adding a smithing minigame. They could be adding a smithing slayer task thing.
Artisan.
Like go smith me some bars or something. Maybe a little more fun than that, but I don't know.
Okay. Let's see. I don't know if you guys noticed, but now there is a link to the official RuneLite website on the homepage of Old School RuneScape. So now when we're telling people, hey, have you tried RuneLite? And they're like, no. All we have to do is say, okay, go to oldschool.runescape.com and click on RuneLite instead of going, okay, call out of work. You have to get the right RuneLite link or else it's going to be a phishing link and you're going to get your account stolen. No, that's so easy.
It actually is real nice to like be able to do that now because truly for the longest time it was like, is it the right one though? Is it the right one? Because I don't even remember off the top of my head sometimes like what is the right one. So, you know, it's always nice to make sure that's a thing.
Okay, this is cool. Returning player recap. It's basically just a little recap of everything that you've done, everything that you've bosses you've trained or bosses you killed, skills you trained, quests you started, all equipment earned. All of that's going to be in a recap if you haven't been logged in a while. So, returning players, welcome back. You've killed Scotizo 67 times, and that's why you rage quit. Arguably, that could be bad, you know. It could just remind you of why you logged out in the first place.
Why I turned the game off and didn't want to come back.
Now you're like,
that sounds about right.
It's
like, but I remember now.
Hopefully they'll make it more positive and like show you things that you did before you rage quit. Oh, that's funny. I didn't even know. I don't know what I did 3 months ago. Let's see. Oh man, I was killing Sarachnis and I didn't get the pet, so still not gonna play.
You were trying to max. Okay, on that note, I'm still done.
It took you 1,600 hours to get to 99 fishing. Thanks, Jagex. Thanks.
You should really reevaluate your life choices. Yes, Jagex, I'm aware.
Skill guides.
Everything from Poll 76 passed.
That's exciting.
That is exciting. Poll 76, still got a lot of gripe with that. But everything from it passed. They've talked about a Dead Man rerun. And pretty much what they said, progress is being made. We'll let you know once we have another update. There's no date, but I think a Dead Man rerun is coming. Which, you know what that sounds like to me? Dead Man Mode 2022 is getting delayed. That's what that sounds like to me, boys. I know we talked about quest backporting already, and everyone who submitted UGC or got their UGC called out, except for this godforsaken Thurgo thing at the bottom, y'all need Jesus, whoever made this Thurgo thing. Everybody else, you're amazing. U/Croxy O.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
They made like Thurgo out of
Oh,
is this wood? Clay?
Please put that on screen right now.
That's gonna be the thumbnail for the episode.
Oh, that's
dude.
great.
That's what I'm gonna put as my
your
picture, instead of as my thumbnail picture.
You should just take our shirts that we're wearing right now and just Photoshop Thurgo's face onto it.
Bro, can I pay you? Can we pay this guy Croxy O for the rights to that image and then just like put that on a shirt?
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Croxy O, if you do listen to the podcast, it's awesome that you're doing this kind of like cool work.
What is that?
Like we love. I think it's a bust of Thurgo.
Oh, okay. So I clicked on the Reddit link. It said, "Friend made me a wooden Thurgo head." It's a wooden.
He gives me special
RNG.
RNG. He gives me special nightmares.
This is great. I love that.
But
thank you.
That's.
For that.
I think that's all we've got for main title stuff. Yeah. This is.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go eat
What are you
a
gonna
Monte
do?
Cristo during the break. And so with that, XP Wasters, if you're still here, thank you so much for still sticking with us. I know that this we talked a lot about not about RuneScape. So if you're still with us, thank you.
Okay.
We're gonna
That's the whole point of the show
again. We're wasting XP here, guys. Not really, because I'm logged into leagues, but if you're still with us, stick with us, right? Because we're gonna show you a fun commercial. Definitely not recycled. Yeah, it's gonna be recycled, and we'll be back.
Are you making a commercial for us this week, Michael?
Should I? Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Do you have time?
I have more than enough time. No, I'm editing other special things this week. Stuff you'll find out if you're on Patreon.
All right, so there's like a 2% chance it's a new commercial this week. Hope you guys enjoy the break. We'll catch you guys afterwards.
Hi, my name's Dominic Onion. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about my newest endeavor, the Nightmare Zone. It's an opportunity for adventurers like yourself to come down and relive some of your favorite bosses, but in an unconventional way. We've got nothing but great reports from our adventurers who have done it. Here comes one right now. Hey, what's your favorite quest boss?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I held the space bar and clicked the boss. I couldn't even tell you. I've done like maybe 10 quests in my entire life.
Mine's Agribanana. He's so funny. He looks like a banana.
Okay.
Hey, you want to come relive some of those quest boss fights?
Not really. I'm just here to buy some blood.
Perfect. I'll give you a tour. Talk to me, and I'll set you up with a rumble. You can fight all the bosses at one time. Kill the bosses, you get points. You can buy things to make your next rumble easier. You can also buy herb boxes and scrolls from my personal collection of paper. Give me enough points, and I'll use some of my onion magic. And I'll imbue some of your items for you.
You'll just like do this for free?
Of course not, adventurer. Man's gotta eat. It'll cost you a couple thousand GP per rumble. I don't think it's much to ask. So what do you think? Should I get you set up with a rumble?
Yeah, no. I think I'm just gonna go buy.
Perfect. Come talk to me. You can choose what bosses you want to fight. See what I mean? Flawless reviews from adventurers. The people you know won't let me inside, so I set up shop right outside the front gate. Come pay me a visit. Hey!
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial because I know I sure did. This is the part of the show, of course, as always, every single week since like August of 2021 that we have shouted out the delightful patrons who have opted to support us off of the show because they cannot get enough of who we are. It's midnight. I am fading fast, but I still love you all and your unwavering support. So, in the wise old man tier, we have Scape Caution, Alagio, Bolimer, Basket, Benjamin R, C. Gladney, Morty, Creamed Ham, Drum TXT, Flying Castiel, Fortimus, Ice, Wallow, Imby Jones, Jake W, Jonazoon, Jordy, King Flip, Macrotinka Jones, Monkey Waffle, 999, Pooper Cheeks, Russ of Fury, Salted Snake, Shadow, Toast, and Troll. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. On to the next group of amazing people, those in the KBD tier. We have my dad, apparently coined by Michael as also everyone's dad, but biologically mine. Cookies and MILF, Draven, Evan B, Kroll, the Lord Jake himself, P-Joint, our third favorite supporter, Ralph, Spartan Fire, and, of course, Oxie's left nut, Akuna Matata. You guys are all delightful. Thank you all for the support on Patreon after all this time. You guys have helped support the show and get things off the ground in ways that Michael and I probably could not have done on our own. So once again, we do appreciate you. And of course, Patreon money goes right back into the show, as always. So you guys are fantastic.
Thank you so much. Where can they find the link to support if they would like to, Oxie?
Oh, well, of course. I literally, the next words out of my mouth were going to be, Michael, you wanted to do some promotional stuff, yeah? Because you're way better at that. But if you want to join the distinguished members of the Patreon, head over to patreon.com/XPWaste and support at any tier. Or don't. I'm not your mom. I'll still like you and want to have you around if you don't. Michael had some much better promoting in mind before I did that. So what do you got for us, Michael?
Big shout out to our final winner this week. We don't know who it is yet, but you'll find their name and all of that on our social media and in the description. The winner of the final giveaway that we've done this week for 4 old school RuneScape bonds, or as people have been coining it in the comments, the Dexter's Prayer Scroll, because it's right about 20 mil if you sell them all back to the GE. So then that's about how much a Dex costs. So we've been talking about it for weeks, but get yourself that permanent upgrade, buy yourself a Dex if you are the winner of 4 old school RuneScape bonds. With all of that said, thank you so much for all of the support that we've been getting on our YouTube channel. I mean, just starting at the beginning of the month before we started these giveaways, we were at I think it was 180 subscribers. And now we're closing in on 430, or we are 430. I haven't checked. Big milestones have been hit. So thank you guys so much. I know that there was a giveaway involved, and part of that was asking you to subscribe, but you definitely didn't have to. So big thank you from Oxie and I on our YouTube. Love. If you can and you aren't subscribed, continue to subscribe even though we're not doing these giveaways. There's a lot of things that we want to do with YouTube and with this podcast, and an arbitrary number of subscribers definitely helps that. With that being said, again, thank you so much for that. We do have a community question this week. Not many responses, which is totally fine. Nobody's obligated to respond to the community question, but it was a simple one, and it kind of actually ties in quite well to what we talked about in main title content. So we asked on the last week's episode, we asked, what is your favorite potential update from the last 2 weeks of blog posts? So it's kind of vague, gives you a lot to go into. So we have Jake, AICSTP, prominent member of our clan. Thank you, Jake. They said, while Gothic sleeps, I'm so stoked for it. Did the pre-EOC and it took 5 hours. Wow. They got invested in this story. Took 5 hours. That's crazy for a quest. This one is from Vincente. thank you so much for answering the question every week, dude. Appreciate that. You're always in our community question section. So they say the favorite update has to be the potential of the quest or raids 3 in the desert. Bring on the challenges. Hell yeah. Side note, feel free to call me Vince if my name gives you a hard time to pronounce. All right, Vince. Thank you, sir. Hell yeah.
Well, we have no problem calling you by your
I'm
full
wondering
name.
if we're saying it wrong. And he's just like,
We're probably
Just-
saying it wrong is the thing. If you're in Discord, let us know because you're not the only one.
Yep.
What? Okay, so backstory into how we do the podcast. Because we have some editing wizards who work on this show for us, right? They're just the best podcast editors in the world. They make it seem like naming off the patrons is a smooth experience. It just flows evenly. In reality, a lot of people subscribe on Patreon with their first and last name, which you might find surprising. They don't want read out on the internet to a bunch of strangers they don't know. So I'll say something and I'll have to look at Michael and be like, is there anything there?
Is that,
Is there any
is that
nicknames?
correct?
I will say a name and Michael will just interrupt me and be like, nah, and like say what the name should be because I'll have forgotten. I'll be like, oh, right, shit. A lot of people have told us like either say it differently or just give me a different name entirely or, you know, great job on pronouncing my name. It's hard to pronounce.
Yeah.
If you have a request, Vince is fine.
Vince, yeah, we
but-
can do Vince.
Yeah, we could do Vince, but yeah, if you're ever out there and you're like, man, they mispronounced my name, please tell us. We don't want to we don't want to look like assholes
Right.
and mispronounce your guys' names.
If we're saying it
So-
wrong, please tell us. Because we don't mind
But yes,
phonetically saying something correctly.
yes. Not that we ever know how in RuneScape, but yes, Vince, thank you for responding to the questions always.
Thank you. This last one is from Untoasted, which I have a sneaking suspicion. This isn't confirmed, but I'm pretty sure this is Toast from our clan. But they said definitely the new mobile features for me. I started playing with mobile in 2018 and still use it when I'm not at home. Just good QOL, and I hope to get iOS soon. I watched that modcast where they were like showing off some of the features on mobile. It's real legit. Like stuff that we didn't even think about would be a good quality of life, but they have like when you tap something on mobile, it highlights that whole object. So you know instead of just like the red and yellow squares of, oh, you tapped, let's see, a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you tap the tree, now it does like a little flash animation and it highlights the whole tree to let you know that's what you tapped on. It's really, really
That's
neat.
Sick.
And
Like, that's awesome.
they took entity highlighters. I don't know what those are called.
Yeah.
They took entity highlighters and used that in
Yeah.
such a way that if you have an examine list, if you have your right click option, which is just a long press on mobile, if you long press and like you're going through the different options on that menu, it'll entity highlight what you're selecting. That may sound confusing, but they showed it in such a way that like they had a goblin and a bank chest that were kind of next to each other. And in the menu, in the long press menu, it said attack goblin and examine bank chest. Well, when you hovered over examine bank chest, the bank chest lit up. And then when you moved your finger and you hovered over the goblin lit up. So it shows you exactly what you're highlighting. Super cool. Didn't even think about it. Didn't know we needed it. Thank you, Jagex.
But now I want
But
it.
now I want it. And that might even be something that they bring into the main game too. Because that just seems like, oh, what did I click? Like, why am I running across the map? Oh, no, I clicked on that random tree. I don't want to go over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's really neat.
So that's what's gonna get me killed the top. Awesome. Glad I know what's gonna kill me now.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna be like
Yeah.
for me, honestly.
Well, like they have True Tile and they have Destination Tile on mobile, which I think is really, really handy. It's just like, it could be a pretty clunky interface, and to know where you're
Mhm.
going and you're like fat fingering all over the place, and now you know. It's neat. And again, I'm with
Yeah.
you, Toast. I cannot wait for the iOS beta. As somebody who plays a lot on his iPad and on mobile, I'm excited for it.
It's going to be good. I think it's going to be a good update.
Yeah. Well, that's it for the community questions. We didn't get any responses on YouTube, but most of the responses on YouTube have just been like entering the giveaway. Anyway, the question that we have for you this week is going to be, very specifically, if you could suggest any tasks for the group Ironman task list to unlock storage, what would they be? We've already kind of given some as an example from what we thought, so more group-oriented things, but we want to know what you think. On to you, Oxie.
Indeed, it is my turn. Achievement of the week. This one's going to be a little interesting.
Yeah.
So, for the skilling achievement of the week, we have our dear friend Immortal, like we've said, longtime friend of the clan here in TNL. He got 99 agility this week.
Wow.
He is currently, at the time of recording, possibly different from when the episode actually releases, 2275 total level. He has 97 rune crafting, and he's on the cusp of a max cape.
Woo.
So, man might be getting a double shout out for the max cape next week. Because as far as skilling goes, I don't think you do beat a max cape.
100% he's getting 99 root crafting this week. 100%. There's
Yeah,
no
I know he
shout
wants
he's
to
not
get
going to get it.
before next week for sure.
Yeah.
But speaking of double shout outs, we have a really interesting one this week. So our friend, new friend of the clan, Toast, Andy, the one we just talked about, Toast, got his quest cape this week.
Woo.
We love a good quest cape. I think Monkey Madness 2 was his last one. He got that today.
Yeah, he gets
Well,
it today.
the day recording. He also, over the weekend, we held a really cool Zulrah lightning round where for 1 hour we had 2 divisions, a master's division where people had 50 KC or more, and a juniors division where people had less than 50 KC. And we had all sorts of bounties: most valuable kill, least valuable kill, pets, mutagens, fastest time, slowest time. Divided it up by division. So like basically we did it that way so people with 7 KC wouldn't have to compete against like our higher ranked clan members who have 2 bill worth of Zulrah gear. And like I think Scape has 2000 KC at Zulrah.
It's
I think
crazy.
you have over 800. I have almost 800. Jamie's closing in on 1,000. Jamie brought the Harm Orb Tebow switch. She was not playing around.
Go, Jamie.
But we did that to keep people on the high end away from people on the low end as far as competition. And it was super cool. We had a special bounty that you earned extra. I think it was like an extra mil, I think. It was an extra mil for your first Zulrah kill.
Yeah.
Toast got his first Zulrah kill in the last 5 minutes of the event.
So good.
After trying and dying the whole time. And it was I was driving home from school to go back home for the weekend, like I said at the top of the episode. And it was another classic, like, Zulrah dies, Toast dies, respawns in Lumbridge with, congratulations, you've completed all the achievements in your Western Province achievement diary. And everyone in the VC again is losing their freaking minds because we got another first Zulrah kill. We love first Zulrah, first Fire Cape. 2 of my favorite things in the whole game. So Toast with the double shout out this week and Immortal with 99 agility. Probably going to be next week as well with the max cape. But we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe he'll take a break for no reason. But to all of you who have continued to achieve things in TNL, keep it up. You guys are awesome. Post them in levels and achievements. Join our Discord. I think it's just discord.gg/TNL. I think we still have that custom link. So join that.
Easy.
And yeah, you can come hang out and post about all the neat stuff that happens. With leagues coming to a close, it should be a little bit more active, thankfully.
Yeah.
So
Cool, man.
all right.
So we have a fun question this week.
We do have a fun question this
And
week.
this one, interestingly enough, this question actually comes from our intern host, Oxie.
Intern host. Intern this dick, first of all. Second of all, it is uncommon as of late that Michael and I think of a fun question ourselves. But here we are. We have actually managed to think of one without sourcing it from the community. This one is inspired by the Gielinor Gazette. This one is, I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
I thought of it, so of course I do. The Gielinor Gazette, for years, has had a post bag from the hedge section where people write letters to NPCs, monsters, bosses, quest characters, anybody, and the NPCs respond in letters. So, Michael,
Yeah.
if you could write a post bag from the hedge letter to any NPC or monster in the game, who would it be to, and what would you ask? And if you can't think of one, you're more than happy to accept multiple, depending on what we're working with here.
So
you got anything in mind?
I do. I recently watched a video by a gentleman on YouTube, RuneScape YouTuber named Moteplox. Arguably probably one of the coolest YouTube channels, like dedicated to like the game lore, old school RuneScape in specific. He has tons of videos stretching back all the way, probably to like, I don't know, when this game was released, old school RuneScape was released, doing like top 10 videos. So his most recent video is 150 facts that you probably didn't know about RuneScape. Sounds really clickbaity, but it is 100. It's actually 150 facts. One of the characters that he highlighted in that video is the bartender in the Blue Moon Inn. The lore behind this guy, so the story behind this guy is that he's one of the only characters in RuneScape that knows we're in a video game. So it says on the wiki, this bartender seems to be one of the few NPCs who is aware that RuneScape is a computer game. This is an example of a character breaking the fourth wall. So my question, if I wrote to him, I would be something along the lines of like, hello, bartender. Who told you what RuneScape is? How do you know we're in a video game? Like, where did this knowledge come from? And how are you doing with that knowledge? Because it's very existential to know that you're just an NPC who's there to just repeat the same dialogue when somebody asks a question and you tell them the same things over and over. Like, yeah, I have beer. How much is a beer? Oh, I knew you were going to say that. 5 GP. And then that just continues. And that's all you can say to anybody. But you have your internal thoughts because you're aware and you're self-aware of, I'm in a video game. Is it like being awake and paralyzed at the same time? I don't know. It's one of those weird things. Like, there's stories of people being like completely awake, but then
yeah, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
God.
Is this bartender in the Blue Moon Inn like experiencing that?
Suffering?
Is he suffering?
Oh my God.
We got to know. But
he's trapped, bro. He's the only NPC. It's like Westworld. He's the only NPC who like knows that this is not a thing.
He knows more than
he's like, somebody get me out of here.
It says, although players seem to acknowledge that RuneScape is a computer game while talking to Father Alrek and the priest in Lumberch. So there are other people. So there are other NPCs, but this guy was like one of the first ones to know.
That's the thing. The player acknowledges it because, like, I'm the player.
Oh, that's true.
I know it's a video game. But do other people know? And if they don't, why is this man cursed with knowledge?
Oh, Shadow. Thank you, Shadow. In our recording booth chat, he said there was a movie that just came out where the characters figure out they're in a game. It's Free Guy.
Yeah, Free Guy.
With good old Ryan Reynolds. It's the same thing. You just have like, now you're Free Guy and you're stuck in RuneScape. So I don't know. That guy would be interesting.
I'm fine with that. As long as I don't have to pee. If I get stuck in RuneScape, I'm not a PVMer anymore.
You're
I'm
stuck in the
good.
bar just handing out drinks. That's a great life.
I-
Honestly,
I would do that for the rest of forever. I would meet new people. I would be immortal. I would hang out with a bunch of people at the bar. It'd be great. If you make me PVM, I'm over. I'm done.
well, it's fun because this guy is part of a clue step, so he gets to be
Mhm.
like interacted with other than just the beer, and he was part of the Halloween event in 2021, which I think was the one where you climb up in the tree and you got to scare the guy away from buying the monastery in Edgeville, and you have this lovely
Mhm, yeah.
cutscene that lasts forever in the Blue Moon Inn. It's great times, good times.
It was good. I liked
I
it. Do more
loved
stuff
it.
like that, Jagex.
Yeah, it was great. I took a lot of screenshots because I'm never going to be able to do this event again, and it was lovely. Another NPC, because you said we can do more than one. So, I mean, something small, but like, what is an imp? Like, what does an eclectic imp think about when it's flying around aimlessly?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just want to ask, like, what do you want to do with your life other than be caught for your treasures and stuffed in little jars?
Maybe that's what its whole
Do you have-
purpose in life
Do you have
is.
goals
Who
and
knows,
aspirations? Like,
man?
are you trying to get somewhere? Okay. Are we stopping you from getting to your destination? Like, you're just flying along and suddenly you get stuffed into a little jar and you have to call your boss. You're like, gonna be late for work again. I'm in a jar. And the boss is like, this is your third time this month. And you're like, I know. It's the medium clues. He's like, I'll never understand. I'm a dragon impling. Actually, he probably would understand if he's a dragon impling. They get caught all the time. A baby impling or a gourmet impling, they're just like, we never get caught. Anyway,
I catch gourmet implants all the time. Free easy clues, baby.
are they easy clues? Okay.
Easy gourmets or easy
Which one that
clues?
nobody
Oh,
catches?
yeah.
Like a nature impling or like
essence impling?
an
Like
essence impling?
shit like that.
Just
Yeah.
leave those boys alone. Essence implings are in the game for the sole fact to make you think you got an eclectic. Because essence and eclectic kind of look the same when you're just glancing at the impling. It's like, oh, that's an essence, not an eclectic.
You just like don't highlight the essence implings. That's what I
Oh.
do.
I mean, I don't think I have any of mine highlighted.
Bro, go into the implings plugin and like highlight them.
That's
It's
true.
hella
Very
easy.
true. This is coming from the guy who has one of every single clue in my bank that is undone. So even if I saw one that I probably should catch, maybe besides like, okay, I lied. I have crystal implings highlighted and dragon implings. So those two, I'll always run and grab them.
Crystal implings are good content.
They are.
Not that I can catch them with my like 70 hunter in my main account. I think I have 78 hunter on my main account. It's
Gotta pump
pathetic.
those numbers up. Actually, I'll ask you the same question. If you could write a letter to any NPC in the game asking them any question you'd like, what would it be? And who would you write it to?
I have a lot of questions, particularly for the people of Zaya. There's a lot of reasons why people are at various boss encounters or why various bosses are the way they are. The first question I want to ask is to the people at the Wintertodt. They have to like contain the Wintertodt or else they'll destroy the world. It's made of snow, right? Don't you think just popping the roof open would do enough? Like, is there no way that you could just like heat up the Wintertodt? Or is it like an eternal cold that comes from it? I don't know. I would like to ask, like, is there nothing that can be done other than lighting some torches around the corners of it? Because like it's already seemingly pretty out of control when it's in the room. Also, how the hell did you build that prison? How the hell did you subdue the Wintertodt that long that you were able to build the whole prison out of it? That thing's in bed for 90 seconds and wakes right the hell back up. How in the world did you get it to sleep for that long? And if you did, what made you wake it back up? What happened? What went
Wasn't
wrong?
there some nefarious thing with like the crap? You do a
Is
quest, right? Where
Is there Zaya lore behind it? Probably. I think it's the the Forsaken Tower from Lovakane
Yeah.
or Lovaken's house. I think that quest explains some of it with the Doors of
Yes,
Din.
the doors of Din got opened, and some nefarious person was like, "I'm gonna release the Wintertodt on the world," and you have to go and touch the door and tell them what's up. I can't remember. Why don't you just
Open the door. Literally let the sunshine in. Keep some space heaters running 24/7. If it's made of snow and ice, I feel like there have got to be better alternatives to getting this thing taken care of.
There is literally more efficient ways to do this than the way they have chosen, where we're chopping logs and putting it on a fire. We're literal magic wielders who can shoot fire whatever. The highest magic level spell is fire something. Why don't you just get a bunch of magic users together and we all cast fire something on it and call it a day?
Fire something, my favorite spell.
It's very high level, Oxy. You wouldn't understand.
He says I wouldn't understand, bro.
Wow.
Welcome to XP Toxic Cast.
Hey, why don't you write
Oh
to
my
just
God.
the Wintertodt itself and ask it what's its deal?
I could be like, why do you want to take everything over?
Why do you hate us?
Like what benefits you? Once again, I gotta say, you're made of
You are a
snow.
snowstorm.
Do you know how magic works? Apparently, there's some mystical high-level fire spell that I actually just wouldn't understand.
Fire something. Level
But-
92.
There's fire something that I
Fire surge.
like what benefit do you have from taking over the world? My next question is for Captain Remor, the guy standing outside Chambers of Xeric with his Dragon Warhammer and his Chambers of Xeric challenge mode cape. You know what I want to ask him? Have you ever actually been inside Chambers of Xeric? You posh Because something tells me you haven't. I'm just looking at you and I can tell. You've never been inside that place. And I know you're wearing a challenge mode cape, but you also give out the challenge mode cape, so why wouldn't you wear one yourself?
Right.
This definitely isn't me projecting my dislike of Chambers of Xeric onto an NPC. I would never do that. But have you ever been inside? If you have been inside, where's the rest of your army?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
There's a dragon the size of a mountain in there.
He's going.
And you're one guy with a cape.
He's got solo KC, bro. He's got a Dragon Warhammer. He lowered that defense and he's.
Which
him.
I guess does kind of answer my question because Ulm can be killed solo. So why do you need a whole army? Like everything in Chambers can be done by yourself. So why an army to begin with? I guess I've answered my own
Well,
question, but I still would like to know, have you ever been in there?
That's a good question because that guy doesn't look like he's ever picked up a rune crossbow or wielded a trident. Does he know that
Yeah.
the left hand can only be damaged by magic? Is it
I want to see them figure that out.
it's technically the right hand, but whatever. Orientation, it's the left hand.
Yeah. It's the mage
The
hand.
mage hand.
Right. There's no directions, only combat styles.
Yes. No, that's a great one. I didn't even think of that guy.
I think, yeah, I was doing Chambers earlier, and while I was at Chambers with Jake, the Lord Jake himself, he and I were at Chambers together. We were on a speedy run. We got to Ulm in 9
Whoa.
minutes on a regular Chambers. In leagues, of course. We were zooming. Get to Chambers, P1, and he's running ahead. He goes, "So, Oxy, funny story." And as he's talking, I'm like, "Jake, why the am I not getting any XP drops?" Because I wasn't casting any spells. I'm like, "This is stupid." And I go, "Oh my God, Jake, my trident's out of charges." He goes, "No way." His was also out of charges. We ran out of charges on the same tick in Chambers.
No.
And we had to just like leave the raid because turns out Ruby Bolts, the max hit is a 20 on Ulm's mage hand. because you can kill it with range,
Oh,
but your max hit is not very high.
I didn't know that. Has that always been a thing?
You shouldn't have to know that. You shouldn't have to. A blowpipe on the mage hand is not ideal.
Oh.
And neither are ruby bolt specs, because they'll probably kill you before you kill the mage hand. Pro tip, check your charges on everything.
Did we just unlock a new strategy where the T-bow, aka the magic defense, it has low magic defense. That's probably why T-bow is not great.
I was gonna say Jake has a T-bow in leagues, and let me tell you, it sucks against the mage hand.
Okay. It probably has low.
So
it probably has low magic defenses. Is why you use magic.
Yeah, low mage level. Yeah, probably the most embarrassing wipe of my life. No, the second most embarrassing wipe of my life, because the Zarpus wipe was pretty bad back in the day. I don't think anything's gonna beat the Zarpus wipe that we had way back when, but yeah, I could probably ask more NPCs more questions, like, why don't the people who at the vineyard, why don't you bring this technology to the mainland? What happened?
Why?
Like, why is this only on Zaya? Like, bring this over. That would be a lot of fun. You know?
Could ask.
I would also like to ask the cabin boy, I think his name is, on the dock in Port Pistorius. Did it never occur to you that Veos was a little weird? Did you never think to talk to somebody about that?
See something,
the post
share
back
something.
from the heads are exactly, see something, say something. See something, say something. We'll always remember that. See something, say something. Yeah. I think that would be a lot of fun. I would probably have a lot of fun thinking of questions for other NPCs that are less like, hey, you suck kind of questions, but it's a topic for another day.
Speaking of these kinds of questions, in the Gielinor Gazette, if you scroll down towards the bottom, they do highlight some of the ones that got submitted for, I think, the month of March.
Yeah, and you can actually do this.
Yeah.
Like, this is not like you can write these little fun letters to NPCs. So if you ever like to know why you can't just like put a space heater in the Wintertodd's room, ask the Wintertodt. You can do that. And normally they respond, and they're pretty funny.
Yeah. There's been many responses over the years. I don't know if there's like an archive of them, but I'm sure you could probably go back and find some of the responses.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, always really cool to see things like that happening in game, when just like a fun little stupid way to interact with characters that don't exist. If it's fun and it's stupid, I'm here for it.
100%.
I think that's all we've got for you this week. Michael, you got anything else?
I do not.
I do not either. And I am getting ready to fall asleep.
Yes. So before he does that, thank you so much, everybody, for sticking it out. We know that these episodes are kind of long for some people, but if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Follow us on our social media. Every link you could ever want will be in the description. If you're not on YouTube, make sure you go over there, subscribe, and leave a comment, leave a like. Even though we're not doing a giveaway anymore, it still does really help, like we said before. Folks, we will see you guys next Thursday.
Indeed we will. Bye.
Bye.